You are welcome once again to You Can Dynamics Media. If you are new here, kindly hit on the subscribe button to subscribe. If you are old here, thanks for coming back. In today's tutorial, we're going to learn how to design a happy birthday flyer like this. And this is coming up. Okay, these are the resources we'll be using throughout our tutorial. So I will leave a link right in the description for you to download so that you can follow along. Okay, let's get into Photoshop. We start by creating a new document. Okay, we are creating a 4x4 inches here. Make sure it is 4x4 inches, and then the color mode is RGB, and then the background content is white. Create on create. Okay. Now let's grab our first resource, which is this one. Let's drag and drop in Photoshop. Okay. Hold Shift, left click, and open it up to fill the entire document. Okay. Right click on the layer and then rasterize. Go to Filter, Blur, and then Gaussian Blur. And then set your radius to 44.3 and click OK. Then let's grab our second resource, which is this balloon right here. Drag and drop in Photoshop. Okay. Let's leave it somewhere here. Let's position it right here. Then right click on the layer, rasterize. Then go for the magic eraser tool and then left click to do away with the background. Okay. I think we are cool with this. Now add a layer mask and then go for the brush tool. Make sure your foreground color is black and then your background color is white. And then brush these areas off. Okay, we are cool with this. Let's set our opacity to somewhere 20%. Okay, let's grab our next resource. Drag and drop in Photoshop. Open it up to fill the entire document. Right click to rasterize. And then select the magic eraser tool and then left click. Okay, let's set our opacity to 50%. Okay. Now, select the rectangle tool and then make sure your stroke is 0 here. And then you can left click, hold Shift, left click, and then draw some perfect square. Okay, make sure you select this rectangle and then make sure the width is 376 pixels and then the height is 376 pixels. Okay, then the next thing is, let's go to our resource, grab our image here, drag and drop in Photoshop. Okay, right click on the layer, convert to smart objects, then press Ctrl T, hold Shift, and then reduce the dimensions to somewhere here. Press Enter on your keyboard, right click on the layer again, and create clipping mask. Press Ctrl T, and then position it well. can do some adjustments here. Okay, I think this is okay for me. Now, we are going to create a new layer for a purpose, a new document, sorry. So go to File, click on New. It is 4 by 4 inches. The background is white, and then click on Create. Okay. We are going to create a new square, but we are make sure the fill is blank. There is no fill, and then make sure your stroke is 30. Make sure your stroke here is 30. Okay. Hold Shift, left click, and drag. Make sure your dimensions is 400 by 400. Your width is 400. And then your height too is 400. Like that. Okay. We are going to add a couple of adjustments to it. So right click on your layer, go to blending options. Okay. We are going to add bevel and emboss. We are going to add inner shadow, color overlay, and then drop shadow. For the blending options, make sure for the bevel and emboss, make sure your style is inner bevel. Make sure your technique is on chisel hard. Make sure your depth is 300. Make sure the direction is up. Make sure the size is 20 pixels. Make sure the soften is 0. And make sure the angle is 90 degrees. Make sure the altitude is 35. 35. And then make sure your glass contour is this second one. Okay. And then make sure the highlight mode, is on linear dodge add. And then the opacity is 64. Make sure your opacity is 64. And then your shadow mode is on multiply. And then your opacity is 60. Then let's go to the second one, which is the inner shadow. Make sure your blending mode is normal. Make sure the opacity is 40%. Make sure the angle is 90. Make sure that the distance is 6. Make sure the choke is 0. And make sure the size is 8. And then make sure the contour is this one right here. And then make sure the noise is on 0%. And then let's move to color overlay. Let's change our color to this color code FF9C00. This is a perfect good color that we are going to use. Click on OK. And then finally, let's go to drop shadow. The drop shadow, make sure the mode is multiply. Make sure the opacity is 80%. Make sure the angle is 90 degrees. Make sure the distance is 0. Make sure the spread is 0. And make sure the size is 28 pixels. And then make sure the contour is on this one. And then make sure the noise is 0. And then we can now click on Okay. Okay. After that, let's hide our background. Select our move tool, and then let's move this into our old document. Okay. Let's position it right here. Let's press Ctrl T and then position it well. Okay. Let's create a new layer. And then let's go to the shape tools, right click and select the ellipse tool. And we are going to draw a circle. This one you can fill with any color. And then make sure your stroke is 0 pixels. Okay. So hold Shift, left click, and draw a circle. Make sure your pixels are 476 by 476 so that we get a perfect circle. Okay. The next thing is we're going to drag our next resource, which is this one right here. Drag and drop in Photoshop. Okay. Right click on the layer, convert to smart objects. Press Ctrl T to transform. Hold Shift, left click, and then you can transform to something like this. And then right click again on your layer and create clipping mask. You can transform. Let's push this up to something like this. Then press enter on your keyboard. And then we are going back to this new layer here or new document here. And we are going to delete the square here. And we are going to create a circle. So we make sure the fill is on this. And you make sure your stroke is 30 pixels. Okay. Hold Shift, left click, and then draw a circle. Make sure your pixels is 500 by 500. Okay. Then right click and go to the blending options. What we added to the previous one, we are going to add same to this circle. So we are going to add bevel and emboss. We are going to add inner shadow. We are going to add color overlay. We are going to add drop shadow. So by the time you finish, it will have the same qualities or properties as the previous one we did. So if any case yours is not like that, just follow the steps we used for the other one and make it as such. Then go ahead and click OK. Then we can hide our background. Select the move tool and then remove it on our document. Something like this. Okay, let's select our things here. hold shift, select the first one, hold shift, select up to the ellipse, and then press Ctrl T, and then let's move to somewhere here. Okay. Okay, we have another golden circle to make. Let's come here. Go here and edit. Make sure you are on the shape tools here. And let's edit this golden circle right here to create another one. So let's change the 500 to 300 pixels. Change this one to 300 pixels. And then hide the background. Select the move tool and then move it to our document. Okay. Press Ctrl T. Transform it. Something like that. Okay. Okay, let's create a new layer. Select our lasso tool and then let's create something like this. It won't be the same as I showed you earlier, but it's going to be something similar. Left click, move. Okay, like that. Then you can go like that. You can go like that, bring it down. And bring it back to the point you started and release. Right click, go to fill. Go to make sure the content is on color and then the mode is on normal. Okay. Right click, go to the blending options. Let's come to color overlay and change this to white. Okay, press Ctrl D to deselect and then press Ctrl J to duplicate. After that, hide effects. Right click, go to blending options, then go to pattern overlay. And then let's add this pattern right here. And then let's click OK. So that press Ctrl T and push it down small, a little bit. Like that. Press enter on your keyboard. Okay. Okay, let's create a new layer. And go to the shape tools. Make sure you select the color fill. And then make sure the stroke is 0. Okay, let's change the color fill to red. And then select this color code. 9C 0E19. 0E19. And click OK. hold shift, left click, and draw a circle right here. Press Ctrl T and push it to the side small and move it up a little bit. Okay. Press Ctrl J to duplicate. Change the color fill to black. The color code is, don't want white, we want black. So 0000000. Okay, 6 zeros. And after that, press Ctrl T and drag this down. Left click and drag it down like that. Okay. Move it down a bit. Let's select our red ellipse. Press Ctrl T, move it up a little bit. Okay, that's okay. Let's select our black ellipse and decrease the opacity to 52%. Opacity 52%. Okay. Let's go back to our new layer and then adjust this, the width and the height to 165 by 165. Okay. Select your move tool and let's drag it to our document. Position it on this. Okay. Now we're going to add our text. So click here to select a new layer. Select the text tool. And we are first going to add the name. I'm going to add the name. So make sure it's white. Hold shift and click in the circle. Let's change our fonts to Bandscript. And I will leave a link right in the description to download these fonts. Okay. And let's type the name. Nana Ama McBrown. Press Ctrl T to transform. Okay, hold shift, left click, and open it up. Okay. Create a new layer. Make sure you've selected your text tool. And then hold shift and click in this document. Click in this circle. And then you're going to use the font called Road Rage. We're going to add the date of birth, which is August. And then take right here, press Ctrl T to transform. Position it right there. And then add 15. Press Ctrl T. And then you can position it right here, then open it up a little bit. Let's open it up here a little bit. Okay. We're going to add our happy birthday text. We're going to add our happy birthday text, and the font you're going to use is called Cardinal. So let's click somewhere here. I'll leave a link right in the description to download this font, Cardinal. Make sure the font color is white. Then I'm going to type happy. Press Ctrl T to transform. Hold Shift. Left click and open it up a little bit. Okay. And hit on Enter on your keyboard. Right click, go to the blending options, and then go to stroke. Make sure your color is black and make sure the size is 5. Click OK. Okay, we can press Ctrl J to duplicate, and then press Ctrl T and bring it down. And after that, we can edit. Press Ctrl A to select all and type birthday. Let's press Ctrl T and open it up small. Position it right there, something like this. There we are. Thanks so much for staying with me throughout this tutorial. Remember to give a like, subscribe, and let me know your comments in the comment section. It's You Can Dunamis right here. See you next time. Thank you.